Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where I have to admit I've been wrong about something. So one of the things that we just love about summer is the berries, and they are so available and so delicious. My favorite, of course, are raspberries, and I grew up with raspberries in our garden, and as a preteen I was able to pick raspberries for a local farmer, and sadly I would eat some as I would pick, which you're not supposed to do, but I have loved raspberries my whole entire life. And one of the dilemmas that I have faced for all of these many years is how quickly they deteriorate once you get them home from the grocery store. A couple of weeks ago, we did a video on putting produce in these new bags that I absolutely love and still love these bags. But I'm learning some downside about the bags that I'm going to share with you just a little bit here as well. And in that video, I rinsed off berries and loaded them in these bags and zipped it closed and put them in my refrigerator. Well, I'm here to report that did not work very well. As good as these bags are, my method for putting them in the bags was not good. Now, I went to the internet and did a lot of research, especially from growers of berries, to see what their recommendations were in terms of how to store them once you get them home. And I put that into practice to test it out. And oh my gosh, it just works beautifully. And I was getting ready to do this video and I named it, I've been refrigerating my berries wrong, taking credit for the mistakes that I had made, even though you didn't know what those mistakes were until I just confessed them. One of the things that annoys me greatly about the news feed that comes across on my phone is headlines like, "You've been doing this all wrong. You've been doing that all wrong." Some of the things that I remember are that you've been loading your dishwasher all wrong. You've been washing your toilet. You've been cleaning your toilet all wrong. And then there are the ones that, "We asked 3 professional chefs the best butter to use, and they all said the same thing." Those headlines are designed for clickbait. They're wanting you to click on their story and read their story. Well, so I've been putting this video together, and I'll be darned if 2 days ago across my feed came, "You've been storing your berries all wrong." So I thought, oh, for heaven's sake. And so I did click on that one. And what they advised us to do was the exact same thing that I learned from all of my research. So there you go. So here is what I learned. I rinsed those berries previously, and this is how I've always done it. I rinse them as soon as I come home from the store, and sometimes I used to put them back in the little plastic clamshell packages that they came in and put them in the refrigerator. And they would last 4 or 5 days before the first mold would set in, and then I'd have to throw the whole package away. So I thought these wonderful, miraculous bags would solve that problem. Well, I was wrong. Once you get berries wet, that is an introduction to the mold. And that's what I was doing wrong. I was getting them wet, and then the second thing was I was putting them in an airtight container. And what the experts that I checked with said is that you don't rinse them. You put them away immediately dry and make sure that the berries are dry, and you put a paper towel in the bottom. And then they said that glass was a great keeper for berries. I went online and I found, I knew that I could use these jars, but because you're not supposed to do it airtight, I would have just loosely put the lid on so that air could still get in. But I decided that this 2 cups wasn't quite enough for a package of berries. And so I went online and I found some new glass containers. And these, I'm really appreciating the fact that they're a good, thick, solid glass. That this is about 3 cups, but the lid is what I was particularly interested in. I wondered what this little thing right here was, and while they didn't clearly say it, I figured that it was probably something that you could peel off or peel up. I didn't realize it would come all the way off, so that air could get inside. And I know that this was designed, if you put something hot in here, you're going to want to let the steam vent for a little while before you put it in your refrigerator. I thought that was just the cleverest addition, and I bought a package of 4. Now, if you want to investigate these, I'll put the link for them down below. But you can also do the very same thing by putting a paper towel in the bottom of a wide mouth pint jar or even a quart jar and putting the lid on loosely. Then the next thing that I tried was putting a paper towel in the bottom of these bags and then zipping the bags only part way closed and leaving air circulation on the top. So let's look at the results then, because after the day that these jars came, I washed them out and Jim brought home these berries, and that was a week ago. So I have raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. Then 4 days ago, he brought home some strawberries. Now, amazingly enough, the strawberries that I put in these bags, I think I did it in the video, or if not, right around that video. And no paper towel in the bottom, just strawberries in the bag and zip-locked them closed. The strawberries did okay for about 5 or 6 days before they got moldy. So they did fine, but I wanted to retry using these bags, using the paper towel in the bottom, and this has been 4 days. And I zip-locked it halfway closed so that there could still be some air circulation. And I went to get them out of the refrigerator this morning, and just the way that these bags are made, the bag comes back together, and where it doesn't seal, it was pinched together at the top, so the air wasn't circulating very well. So I guess maybe what I would need to do is just to leave it open like that if I'm going to store the berries. But so far the strawberries look just fine. There's no mold on any of these strawberries. And I have been going into these 3 jars every day to check. And here's what I check for. With these blueberries, what I want to ensure is that they are still firm and nice, because that's one of the first things to go with blueberries, is that they get mushy. But these are still just as solid as they can be. These would probably last, I am guessing, I bet these berries will last for another week in the refrigerator. And so the paper towel at the bottom, the fact that the berries are dry, and the fact that it has some air ventilation on the top is working great for these. Now, these 2 are more delicate than blueberries. Blueberries are a little bit more hardy. And so these are blackberries, and I've eaten about half of them. But after a week, they are still nice and firm, and there's no sign of mold or anything else. They are a little bit damp, so I think some of the moisture from the berries is, this one is a little bit soft. Some of the moisture from the berries has come out of the berries, but that's why we have the paper towel there. And so I think these would also last a few more days. What I was especially thrilled with were the raspberries. Look at these beautiful raspberries. Now they have been in here a week, and they are still firm, nice and firm, and just delicious. So I probably should eat one just to show you. But since these haven't been washed, the downside is that, of course, you have to wash whatever you're going to eat after you take them out. Every time I eat a raspberry, it takes me right back to my childhood. But these are fantastic, just fantastic. So I'm so very pleased. But you don't have to buy fancy jars to do the same thing. You can put them. Now I by far now prefer glass for my berries. The plastic is fine, or this is silicone. The silicone works just fine. Okay, here's one that is wet on the top and soft, so it's going out. And this is after 4 days. So I think I will not be storing berries in these containers. So I will either put them in the glass containers here or in mason jars. Even leaving the top open didn't help. So since I'm not going to store berries in these bags anymore, and I have one glass jar left. It came in a package of 4. I am going to put these strawberries right here in this jar, at least as many as I can get in here. Not very many. I still have about 4. Nope.
Reduce the size paper towel or push it down farther.
Yeah, it's down as far as it's going to go.
Okay.
So I still have 4 in here. We'll have to have those for lunch, Jim. And I'm just going to put this lid on. Now what I have done, so I don't lose these little tops, is I have put them in this container with a lid, and I keep them in my lid drawer over here so I don't lose those little tops. And peel off the lid to the air holes and put it there. And now we've got strawberries packed the way they should be. So that is me admitting that I was wrong about how I showed you in that other video how to store berries in these bags. I'm not going to use these bags anymore for berries. Rather, I'm going to put them in glass. The glass just gets, they're colder to the touch than what this is. And the berries are colder for some reason. I didn't take a temperature, that's just me thinking. But they do just great in this glass, any glass. There are lots of different glass containers that you could use for this, but you line the glass container with a paper towel, put dry berries in without washing them, and then make sure that there is some kind of air circulation, either by leaving the lid a little bit ajar or having something that has the air holes in the top. So I hope that you will forgive me for leading you astray with these bags and with these bags with berries in them, and that you have some glass containers around your house that you can use to preserve berries for a longer life. Let's all enjoy lots of berries this summer and have them keep for a really long time in our refrigerator, storing them the proper way. So thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you again very soon for more videos.